Dear students, welcome you all. Today I am going to discuss saffron, morphology, cultivation and economic values. The saffron Crocus sativus belongs to family Iridaceae. Among 85 species belonging to Crocus genus, Crocus sativus is the most fascinating and important species. Saffron is popular not only because it produces the well-known aromatic spice, but also for the numerous mysteries surrounding its origin, like the native area or areas, the ancestor species and the mechanism of origin. One of the first historic references about the use of saffron comes from ancient Egypt, where it was used as an aromatic and sedative essence and to make ablutions in temples and sacred places. Saffron was also highly appreciated in the classic Greece for its coloring and aromatic properties. It was used as a remedy to sleeplessness and to reduce hangovers caused by wine. Arabs used saffron in medicine for its anesthetic properties. It was the Arabs who introduced the cultivation of saffron in Spain in the 10th century. Evidences of different kinds assures that saffron was an irreplaceable ingredient in the Hispanic Arabic cooking of that age. During the Middle Age, saffron became well known in Great Britain. The legend says that in the period of Edward III, a pilgrim brought a bulb of saffron hidden in a hole in his stick from Middle East to the town of the Walden. There, the bulb was grown and reproduced, giving prosperity to the town. Now, it is believed that the cultivation of saffron started around 3 or 4 centuries back in Arab and Spain. Thereafter, its cultivation spread as far as Iran, Sweden, and India. Now, saffron growing is a great commercial activity. In India agriculture, this activity is also known as golden zest. The cultivation of saffron is a traditional art. In India, about 5,707 hectares of land comes under its cultivation. Its annual production is around 16,000 kilograms. The state of Jammu and Kashmir tops the list of saffron growing states in India. It can be judged from the fact that out of total 5,707 hectares of land under its cultivation, 4,496 hectares lie exclusively in Jammu and Kashmir. Now, saffron morphology. It is a perennial herb with globular culms ranging from 0.5 to 5 centimeters in diameter. The culms produce 6 to 15 narrow needle-like channel leaves about 10 centimeters long, surrounding in the lower region by 4 to 5 scales. The flowers are borne singly or in 2 to 3. They are funnel-shaped and about 7 to 8 centimeters long. The perianth is made up of 6 segments in 2 series, violet or reddish purple in color. Androecium consists of 3 stamens attached to the throat of the perianth. Filaments are short but anthers are long and yellow in color. Pistil bears elongated pale yellow exerted filiform style, divided at the top into brilliant orange-red 25 to 30 millimeters in length. The 3 stigmas along with style, when dried, constitute the pure saffron. The cultivated saffron is an autotoploid with very irregular meiosis. The plant is sterile with 24 chromosomes, that is 2n chromosome number. The stigma at the upper tip is 3 to 4 millimeter thick, funnel-like, lustrous deep red in color, hairless and curled. Now its cultivation. First of all, soil. Saffron requires a well-drained loamy soil. A medium-grade light soil when neutral to slightly alkaline reaction is suited for its cultivation. In water-lodged soils, culms rot and thus properly drainaged soils are important requirements for this crop. In order to increase the productivity of saffron, its cultivation has extended to other suitable areas of Kashmir, which include Karivas of Budgam and Kishtwar. The soils are heavy textured with silty clay loam as the predominant texture. The soils are well drained and their color varies from brown to yellowish brown. The saffron growing soils are slightly alkaline in reaction, normal in soluble salt content. Now, planting of saffron, that is saffron bulbs. Large bulbs are planted while the smaller ones are left out. The size of the bulb has major impact on the first year yield due to their influence on the number of shoots. Later on, this factor loses its importance as soon as the first small bulbs start to appear and continue to reproduce. From the third flowering year, that is year 2 onwards, the dry stigmas show no yield improvement vis-a-vis the size of the plant bulb. The planting depth has a great influence on stigma yield also. Generally, the bulbs are planted at a depth of 15 to 20 centimeters, depending on how many years they will remain in the soil. In Spain and Sardinia, where production period lasts 3 to 4 years, planting takes place at a depth of 15 to 20 centimeters, while in Western Macedonia, bulbs are planted at a depth of 25 centimeters. The planting density also has a great influence on the yield during the first year, while the importance of this factor diminishes as the plant becomes older. The normal planting density is about 60 bulbs per square meter. The planting takes place usually in furrows separated from each other by a space of 50 centimeters. These conditions allow performing such tasks such as grubbing and aeration of furrows with tractors. The distance between bulbs is 3.3 to 15 centimeter. Another varying factor is the ground formation used for planting. Generally, land is divided in small traces of 1.5 meter depth, separated from each other by a distance of 0.50 meters. This requires a total distance of 1.70 meter. A flat and homogeneous surface enables mechanized harvesting. In Western Macedonia, planting takes place from May to July. In Sardinia, it takes place from 15th August to 15th September. In Spain, there are two different planting periods from the second half of June to first half of the September. There are no agronomic reasons for justifying one period over another. It is more a question of resource availability. Now, irrigation. In Spain, 70% saffron cultivation is irrigated. 3 irrigation methods are used, which include flooding, sprinkle irrigation, and drip irrigation. Flooding is the most common method applied on small-scale cultivations. On the other hand, sprinkle irrigation is assuredly the best method for such kind of cultivation. Compared to other cultivations, saffron requires low quantities of water. Saffron is extremely resistant against drought and adapts very well to irrigation. If we consider the two critical periods of cultivation, which are flowering and bulb creation, then the first period is the most delicate and one because it coincides with the irrigation period. Now, fertilizers. Apart from organic elements, some producers add small quantities of mineral nitrogen fertilizers. In Western Macedonia, the use of chemical fertilizers depends on the producer individually. Normally, a mixture of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium is added. Weed control. Weeds are generally removed by hand. Recently, mechanical digging has applied between the cultivation lines. 1 month after planting, and in case of weed presence, a surface grubbing is suggested at 10 to 20 centimeters depth with the caution so as not to damage the bulbs. During September, surface grubbing between the furrows is undertaken in order to break the crust of the soil, and a light weeding is applied in order to lighten and aerate the soil and remove the weeds. Harvesting. The planning of flower harvest is a very important moment because the flowering period is very short and flowers lose their properties if they remain exposed in bad weather conditions for a long period of time. In Europe, flowering begins between 15th to 25th of October. Generally, a flowering period lasts 10 days, but 70% of the production is harvested during the first 5 days. In Sardinia, flowering begins during the first 10 days of November and continues for almost 20 days. In Kashmir, saffron flowers in second fortnight of October and continues till first week of November, which is conditional to temperature and moisture availability. Traditionally, flower harvesting is carried out by hand. The flower is cut at the lower part of its corolla and placed carefully in small baskets, avoiding pressure. Harvesting is a difficult task due to unfavorable weather conditions and uncomfortable body position the workers have to adopt. Harvest yield varies greatly and depends on many variables such as the human factor, cultivation conditions, or weather conditions. It is estimated that one person is able to collect approximately 8 to 16 kilograms of flowers in one day. The presence of leaves is an inconvenience in harvesting by hand, and because locating flowers in between leaves diminishes considerably the yield. In Spain, various mechanized harvesting methods have been tried out to make the task easier. Such machines allow workers to adopt a more convenient body position and to remain seated or lie on the ground. For the harvesting of saffron flowers, more or less complicated machine models are available. This system is based principally on the operation of a sharp blade that cuts the flowers very near to the ground. Afterwards, the flowers are transported on a moving belt to the various harvest containers or boxes. Such a method increases yield and reduces production cost. Nevertheless, it is also disadvantageous. For example, a great amount of dirt is collected together with the flowers, which smears the stigma of the open flowers. Now, saffron yield. The average yield of dry stigma depends on cultivation year. Maximum yield is reached during the first and the second year, that is, the second and third flowering year. From the third year onwards, yield starts to diminish. In Western Macedonia, the average annual production is 10 kilograms per hectare and depends largely on weather conditions during the fall. In Sardinia, saffron production varies during the 4 years of the cultivation cycle. In the first year, a production of 5 kilograms per hectare is achieved. The second year, production is raised to 10 kilograms per hectare, while in third year, it reaches 15 kilograms per hectare. In the fourth year, production falls back to 10 kilograms per hectare. Now, in Kashmir, an average of 2,128 kilograms of saffron is produced per year. Now, bulb harvesting. In Europe, this task is carried out normally between June and July, while in Western Macedonia, it is carried out between May and June. The bulbs are removed using a breast plow and are collected by hand. In order to clean the bulbs, it is necessary to remove all foreign materials such as soil, water, and flowering residues. Afterwards, all plant materials are removed such as outer tunicus and bulbs from precedent cultivation cycles, which are attached at the bottom of the new bulb. During the cleaning, selection of these bulbs that will be used for reproduction is carried out. Saffron treatment. After completion of flowering harvesting, flowers are subjected to delicate treatment which yield the saffron spice. Treatment method includes separation, drying, and cleaning. Now, first, separation. It is one of the most traditional procedures that has remained the same over the centuries. It consists of removing the stigma from the rest of the flower. Until lately, separation could not only be carried out by hand. Nowadays, in Western Macedonia, some large-scale producers use semi-autonomous machinery that separates the stigmas from the rest of the flower by using air streams produced by ventilators. At the same time, separation by hand is also applied, enabling thus the production of high-quality saffron. In Europe, traditionally, two methods are used for stigma separation. Number first, the flower is opened with both hands and the column is cut directly at the bottom of the three stigmas very carefully. Finally, the white part of the column is removed. Secondly, while the flower is still closed, the column is removed with the fingernail or a scissor, while the other hand holds the stigmas. Now, drying. It is the most important and most delicate task during which the stigmas lose about 20% of their initial weight and turns into the saffron spice. In a drying process, the stigmas are placed on wooden boards and dried under sunlight or near to fireplaces during the night. Nowadays, electric dryers are also used, equipped with thermostat for a constant temperature of almost 45 degrees Celsius. In Europe, the fresh stigmas are spread out in thin layers, placed on rectangular silk sieves and stored for 12 to 24 hours in a room with controlled temperature of approximately 25 to 30 degrees Celsius. Also, thin layers about 2 centimeters of fresh stigmas are placed on slick or metal sieves and are exposed to higher temperatures such as butane gas fire, wine coals, and heaters or coal operated stoves. As far as drying time is concerned, the shortest time of about half of an hour and a highest temperature of about 70 degrees Celsius is feasible. Saffron cleaning. Flour residues can be finally removed by hand in order to clean the product from the dirt. Afterwards, saffron is kept in containers that protects its properties. Now, economic values of saffron. Saffron, being the world's most valuable industrial medicinal product, is an important export commodity and is of great significance in agriculture economy in various countries. At present, Iran, with the production of 90% of the world's saffron, is ranked as the greatest producer. In 2002, the net income from exporting 121 tons of saffron exceeded 51 million US dollars. The three-branch style of Crocus stevus flower is the most important economic part of the plant. This part of the flower contains fats, minerals, and mucilage. Saffron odor is related to colorless terpene essential oil as well as an oxygenous compound of cineole. The bitter taste of saffron is due to picrochrosine and picrochrosol, which are soluble in water and alcohol and hardly in chloroform. The origin of saffron color is crosine and produces glucose and crocetine after hydrolysis. Now, use of saffron in food industries. Saffron has a long history of use as a spice and for its wonderful color, odor, and taste. During the recent years, public interest in using natural additives instead of synthetic chemicals has led to the breakthrough in using saffron as a natural flavoring agent in food industry. After separation of colorful styles, the remaining part of the harvested flower of saffron are usually considered as waste with no special use. Recent studies have shown that these materials contain considerable amount of anthocyanin, which is a red pigment. This, together with other flavonoids of cell sap, provides beautiful violet color of saffron petioles. After extraction, this natural dye changes to red color in acidic conditions. Production of large amount of saffron petioles after harvesting could be considered as a potential source of edible food color with anthocyanin, which is a proper substituent of red color agent. Saffron toxicity. At high dose, saffron has necrotic effects and excessive delight which finally lead to temporary paralysis. Abortion at overdose with high risk of maternal death is also reported. Now, medicinal and pharmaceutical applications of saffron. Saffron is considered to have a great number of medical properties. Today, based on growing and effective applications of saffron in medical fields and in alternative medicine, it has attracted the attention of many researchers. In traditional medication, saffron has several properties such as relaxant, expectorant, exhilarating agent, digestion stimulant, spasm, calmative, menstruation, and fetus abortion. Saffron was also used against blood diarrhea, fever, measles, hepatitis, liver and spleen cirrhosis, urine infection, cholera, diabetes. In English Pharmaceutical Codex saffron syrup, saffron glycerine and saffron tincture are discussed. Saffron is appetitive and facilitates digestion. Its essential oil is relaxant and could be used in insomnia of nervous origin. Saffron for its effects on bronchus is used in chronic bronchitis and lung diseases. In South Asia, saffron is widely used for kidney, liver, and for medication of cholera. Traditional knowledge of medicinal properties of saffron attracted scientific interest towards this spice, and during the last decade, several medicinal research centers are investigating the biological and medicinal potential of the saffron. Reduction of blood bilirubin level and decrease in blood cholesterol and triglycerides after using crosine and crocetine are examples of new findings about saffron properties. Recently, anti-cancers and anti-tumor effects of saffron have been reported by many researchers. Saffron may substitute chemical medicines also. Some medicinal properties of saffron include, that is, it helps digestion, strengthens the stomach, it activates the sexual desire, it fights tumors and collection of free radicals, that is, thus reacting against cancer cells. It is a tranquilizer, cures insomnia, strengthens memory power, improves concentration, reaction against spasm, fights depression, the Alzheimer's and Parkinson's diseases. It controls blood pressure disorders, lowering high cholesterol level, cures iron deficiency, that is anemia, reduces chances of heart disease, and helps to improve heart conditions due to the presence of thiamine, riboflavin, and mineral components. It also cures respiratory disorders such as asthma, cough, influenza, and cold. It also helps in blood circulation in the retina and thus cures retinopathy. It cures rheumatism and bruises when used externally. It cures amoebic dysentery, the measles, inflammation of liver, and urinogenital infection. The application of saffron in cancer treatment experiments performed on laboratory animals has proven successfully. Now, it can be concluded that the saffron is not only an important and fascinating spice, but also a very important medicinal herb, which has attracted many researchers or scientists throughout the globe. With this, I will take your leave. Thank you.